Okay. Good Thursday night down here at the Napa store. Hopefully, I'm going to get a few online. I'm down here trying to do some work tonight, doing some studio work, uploading some files, and see what I can do. See if I can get anybody on here tonight. See what we can do. I got StreamYard running. Oh, me. Hopefully, we'll get some people in here. I don't know. They won't be expecting me on a Thursday night, 9:15 here on the Eastern time. And we'll see if anybody jumps in here. Well, hey, Greg, I hadn't talked to you in a long time. How are you doing tonight? You doing okay? I'm up here at the Napa store. I'm playing around with a green screen, as you may see behind me here. That's a green screen of my pond down at my house. That's my pasture and pond in the background. Hey, if it's not broken, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I'm just out here at the building at the Napa store. Thought I would jump online for a little bit. Hey, James, how are you? Glad to see you jumping in here now. Greg, are you still doing okay? I know I hadn't talked to you in a while. You hadn't had any kind of relapse or anything, have you, on the corona? I hope you're doing okay tonight. I hope everything's broadcasting good tonight. If y'all give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever it is, I'd appreciate it because I'm experimenting with some things. I'm over here in my office, and I've got a green screen behind me. As you can see, you can see my pond in the background, and all that sort of stuff. I hope that looks okay. I can play around with the green screen and do some things. And plus, I've got StreamYard. Thumbs up. Okay, good. Microphone's coming through good and loud and everything. I haven't checked. I kind of jumped on here without checking all my settings. I hope everything's coming through loud and clear. I hadn't checked my mic settings. Looks good and sounds good. That's great. Well, what have y'all guys been doing? We've been working hard here. I've got a couple of trucks that I'm trying to get on down at the Savannah terminal and everything. And we've been working hard trying to get everything numbered and all the paperwork done and all that. Oh, okay. You got cell service. Okay. Yeah, I'm over here at the building, and hopefully mine's good. I'm wired direct into the Cat 5 and everything. I'm not even using wireless or anything, so I'm directly into the Cat 5 into the system. So or Cat 6, that may be Cat 6. I can't remember, but I'm trying to get a little bit better video and audio and everything each time I do stuff. And this StreamYard has got a lot of features, and I've been trying to take advantage of some of their features. Like I said, I can turn into a weatherman here. I can tell you the weather and do that because I've got the green screen. I got a green screen behind me, and then I'm projecting a picture of my pond. Let's see, which way do I need to go? I believe you can see more if I turn this way. That's my pond behind my house, and that's the pasture across the way from my house. And I thought I would, just do a little bit of background stuff like that. And of course, I can change. You've been working a crap load since spring. It hadn't slowed us down either. We're wide open right now at FedEx. I mean, like I said, I'm hiring more drivers and everything, and so yeah, I am wide open and all that sort of stuff. Let me see if I can change my green screen here. I'll show you a couple other things I've got. Okay, here is, okay, there, okay, this is a picture of me as a yard switch. Let me back over, see, which way do I need to go? There's an old B model Mack that I used to drive as a yard switcher back in the late 60s, early 70s, up to about, I stayed doing that. I was doing that job until about 79 or 80. I can't remember exactly when I left that, but that's Carolina Freight Carriers down in Cherryville. And that was one of our yard switchers. They cut down a B61 Mack and made it into a yard switcher. I'm gonna go back to the regular screen here. Yeah, that's like I said, that's an old B61. That's an old B61 Mack. Twin sticks. Yeah, it had a duplex and everything. So it was a twin stick. I loved it. I was pretty good at it. You could really go through the gears and zip on around the yard pretty good. And they didn't want us going too fast. We weren't supposed to do but about 15 miles an hour, but we kind of fudged on that a good bit. I mean, if we were in a hurry, we'd go through it pretty quick and just run on up through there real quick on it. Hey, Mechanic Mike, we've opened up just a smidge. We've got a terrible Uplex. I don't know Uplex. You're a new one for us. Yeah, Mechanic Mike, we've opened up a little bit. We have got what was it they opened up? The restaurants can do carry out and a few other things, but our governor is terrible. I mean, he is totally terrible. He's got it locked down, and the statistics don't warrant how much he has us locked down. And there's a lot of protests and everything, even in North Carolina. There's been a lot in other states too, and I think you're going to see more of it if you don't let these people get back to work. I mean, that's it in the nutshell. I mean, we got to be able to work, and some of these, we're gonna. Okay, I don't know what you're a new one for me. I don't know who you are and everything. I know a lot of the other guys. Where are you coming from? Yeah, I got a lot of different people. Food line. Okay. Yeah, James, are you working? Are you still working, James? Is everybody still working? I know Mechanic Mike, you're still working. I know you're independent and you're a garage, and then if it ain't broken, is working. I know for sure. We're working. Okay, you live in Ohio and you work in Indiana. Okay, so where are you over there? Near Springfield? I know, what is it? I-66 goes from Ohio to Indiana. I can't remember. It's been so long. Hey, Jeff, how are you? You doing okay, Jeff? Yeah, it's yeah, I know. I saw that, and they opened up yesterday, some of the bars and everything, and I'm glad they did. I mean, I hope everybody's responsible. I mean, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it spike back up there, but some of these governors are being so political, it's pathetic. Hey, Cactus Flower. Yeah, I know it. I bet so. Yeah, it's still it's still what, 7:30 out there, isn't it? Yeah, well, see, it's sunshine here too. You see all that pretty sunshine behind me? Yeah, that's a like I said, I'm taking advantage. I'm gonna try to maybe get this green screen better, and that's something that StreamYard has. is this green screen that you can put behind you. And I had a green screen, so I just put it up behind me, and I'm flipping through some pictures, and these are personal pictures that I've got here. That's one of my pond, and those are my grove of trees and everything back there on the farm. Okay. Now where now just down at Salisbury? Were you down at that's the headquarters down in Salisbury? Is that where you just left, James? I mean, if you were making a delivery down there, that's down in Salisbury, not too far from here. I'm Salisbury's just on the other side of Charlotte. Or did you just leave Food Line, a grocery store? I don't know which one you left. Okay. Yeah. Well, enjoy your margarita then, Cactus Flower. Yeah, it's I'd have to go out back here and get a Mountain Dew. That's the only thing I have. I can go get me a Diet Mountain Dew, but I don't have anything stronger than that here in the store. Of course, I don't drink anyway, so that's about as strong as it gets for me. So I don't it doesn't really matter to me. Well, what's everybody been doing this week that we're in lockdown? Well, in some areas. Oh, it's first time out there. Okay, now you're driving now, James. Okay, I have to use my memory to remember where everybody's at and what they're doing. I talk to so many and everything, and chat with so many that I have to. This old brain is only good for so much memory. You know, something goes in, something's got to come out, I guess. Okay, it's phase one opening out there on May 12th. Okay, well that's good. I'm glad to see all these different states opening up, because I think that we've suffered enough on that end. I mean, we have suffered on the pandemic itself, but we've also suffered with the jobs. I mean, we gotta watch. Well, I got these LED lights above me here. I got my old head shining. I hope it's not blinding anybody out there. But I'm just trying to experiment with a lot of different things and try to, put on a good video out here. Now, if anybody wants to jump in, I've actually got this StreamYard. If anybody's got a good signal and wants to jump in and join the chat live, I'll be glad. I can email you and give you a link, and we can do that if you want to. I've done a couple of those. I've had I had Heavy Wrench and Justin Sturgill on the other day. I had Chris Richards on Sunday, and I enjoy it. I like being able to meet y'all guys firsthand, and be able to converse with you and everything too. So if anybody wants to, just let me know, and I'll try to link you up, and you'll have to give me a little time to get it all on the computer. But if you've got a good signal, a good camera, and you want to, I mean, you can do it with a phone. It doesn't have to be a major good camera, a good iPhone, iPad, or anything like that. Even the computer camera is pretty good on some of them. It depends on the computer. Some of them have some semi-high definition, and some of them don't. But if y'all would like to, just give me a link. I mean, just give me a thumbs up or whatever if you want to jump in here, and I'll just try to talk different ones. But yeah, I like to get out here on a Thursday night. I kind of threw everybody off. I'm always on Sunday, but I mean, I got to get my screen. I'm looking one way and my camera's over here. So I kind of got to remember to look at the camera and not at the screen all the time. Hey, Heavy Wrench, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Have you been busy? Heavy, you want to get back in here? We did that last time with you. Would you want to get online with us? Let me change my I'm going to change my screen up here a little bit so I can yeah, Heavy Wrench and me and Justin were online a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday, and had a lot of good response out of it and everything. Of course, not a lot of people don't know I'm on tonight, so I don't know how good it'll be. But are you where you can get back online, Heavy Wrench? I mean, I'd love to have you on again if you want to, and we'll chat. That way we can have. Oh, you got a lot to do in the. Well, yeah, I can understand. I do too. I've got a lot of things to do, and I got a. Well, let me see. It's on this side. I got a weed eat down there at that pond. I got to get my grandson out there to help me. We got a weed eat down there to the pond and mow down there next to the pond, and that sort of stuff. So we're, I'm going to be busy around that too, out on the outside. But I enjoy that. That's work that I can, get outside and get the sunshine. It was a beautiful day down here in North Carolina today. I don't know what it was everywhere else, but perfect day, perfect spring day down here today. A little overcast a couple times, but most of the day it was just like you see it in the background there. It was pretty Carolina blue skies, as they call it down here. That's what the weatherman calls it a lot of times. They'll say pretty Carolina blue skies, because Carolina, the team has a Carolina blue, as they call it. Yeah, I'm getting on up there a little bit. I mean, it's growing here and there. I mean, I'm not trying to. I've learned a couple little tricks and of what they're doing, analytic wise and everything else, and I may even put a thing on the internet about that. I've got a couple of things I need to upload too. Oh man, 50 and raining up there. Oh God. Now you're in Michigan, aren't you, Heavy Wrench? You're up there where all the controversy is. Or are you in Michigan or Minnesota? I can't remember. I get all those M's. The Michigan is the ones having all the trouble. I don't think Minnesota and Wisconsin. Well, Wisconsin opened up. Yeah, you're in Michigan. Okay, yeah, they're definitely having some problems with your governor, and we're having our governors the same way too. There's a lot of people upset with our governor down here in North Carolina, and I want to see everybody get back to work safely. I mean, I'm not trying to promote people doing something stupid out there, but at the same time, we've got to be able to, 86 degrees out there. Wow. Yeah, it got up close to, it was in the 70s down here, I think. I don't believe it got up to 80. But it was, like I said, the blue skies and the pretty skies like that, what you see in the background, is what we had today. It was a real pretty day today. My wife was able to get out and work in her yard. She loves to garden and everything, flower garden. So it was a good time for her. But yeah, I would like to see everybody kind of get back to in order and try to, get things going good again, because there's a lot of people hurting out there. I mean, that is the sad state of our affairs right now, is the fact that there are a lot of people that are hurting, and they're not, wow, 104. Whew. I know Arizona has some, of course, they say they got the dry heat out there. They don't have the humidity when it gets real high. I've been out through there when it was pretty warm. Even that dry heat is hot. Yeah. But, I'm glad we're able to get out here and, get a little bit of work done. Thank goodness, the Napa store and my FedEx trucks and everything, all that's was deemed essential And of course, I'm kind of the mood. I think everything's essential. Yeah, I know we need to get back, and it's just frustrating the way that people are playing politics with our lives, and it, it comes a point in time. I don't know if y'all saw it on TV that they lined up in Texas to get free food, down there because from the food bank, and the line before 8 o'clock, before it even opened up, was over 3 miles long. They said double file too. So I mean, it was like two cars headed in uh, with a 3 mile backup. So I mean, there's a lot of people that are hurting right now because of this crap, and I really question the special or the scientist. I mean, a scientist, in reality, they don't look at economics. They're a scientist. They're looking at what's good for uh, medicine. They're looking at what's good to cure this disease. They're looking at a small portion of what can solve things. But you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You've got to be able to, the president, he can take this advice and he can look at everything and then he can say, well, here's what we need to do to get everything back rolling. We may lose. We're going to have casualties. People die every single day, have been since the start of time. Uh, so we're not going to prevent people from dying. I mean, there are heart attack people and a lot of other people medically that are not getting treated right now that we may see, problems with that because they're going untreated right now. I know my wife has got to have a gallbladder taken out next week, and she's been on a waiting list. I mean, she got the call to have the gallbladder taken out right before this pandemic, and then boom, everything hit and it shut everything down. All the hospitals, they couldn't treat her, couldn't do anything. All they were doing was checking everything else, and they said, well, yeah, you need to have your gallbladder out, but we can't do it right now. And unless she had her gallbladder had exploded or something, and then she would have been in bad shape and would have caused even worse problems. So we're hoping that although she's in a lot of pain, she wants to get that taken out this next week if we can. So give me kind of pray for my wife next week as we go through that. But I think everything's all right. I mean, my wife's pretty healthy. Yeah, no, it's really, really getting frustrating because of the fact that you know we're all Americans and we're in here together regardless of your political affiliation. I don't want a half 1,000 people in Washington D.C. to decide 300 million people's destiny. And that's what we got. We got a couple thousand people up there, doctors and lawyers and the congressmen and senators and everybody else. They're ruling and telling us. And you had throw the governors in there too. And even some of these big mayors, they're making decisions that they shouldn't be making. Well, I mean, and that's it. I mean, a lot of people don't like any of the politicians, but we like, I've always been told, you take the lesser of two evils sometimes. I mean, you may not, and I've told a lot of people, President Trump probably would not be somebody I want to hang out with. He's kind of, you know, crass and everything else. He doesn't come off diplomatic, if that's what you're after. If you're after somebody coming off diplomatic, he's not that guy. He's sort of like the guy, if you had a big sewer backup, you're not going to call some fancy plumber that's got all white suit and comes out there. You don't mind having the old plumber, the guy that's his butt crack showing, and he looks dirty and nasty, but he jumps right in there and fixes a nasty sewer problem. That's sort of what Trump is to me. He gets in there and gets dirty. He gets it done. He steps on people's toes. He's not politically correct by any stretch of the imagination, but he gets a lot of stuff done. So I mean, I like that. I like his results on certain things. And had he given opportunity to do things right, I think he can do other things right. But the problem is we've had all these diversions with. And you're seeing more and more of that coming out right now with all these people, all this sneaky stuff. I mean, that's like, he early on, if you remember, told the media that he was being wiretapped because he knew it just through his intelligence. Hey, Craig, how are you? And, he just, I don't know. It's crazy. Now, Craig, you didn't get sick, did you? I'm trying to remember who all got sick. There was like 3 or 4 that's on our channel that actually got sick. You weren't one of them. It was Greg. I got Greg and Craig, and Everyday Fleet Tech got sick with the COVID. He got over it, and I'm just trying to remember who all. Okay, good. You weren't. I think it was Greg. Greg was in. I don't know if Greg's still in here or not. He was on earlier. And then I've got a gentleman out in California that jumps online with us a good bit. He's had it. Actually, he had a relapse and is back in the hospital. So I hope he's doing okay. Yeah. Now, Craig, where are you located at? I'm trying to remember where you're. Whoops. This might be. I have no idea who this is. Hello. Okay, telemarketing. I don't need that crap here at almost 10 o'clock at night. They're telemarketing. You're in Jacksonville. Oh, okay. Jacksonville, Texas, not Florida. Okay. For some reason, I was. Okay. Like I said a while ago, it's hard for this old brain here to remember where everybody's at. I kind of have got a lot of them pictured, and I know where a lot of them are, but it's tough sometimes to remember. And I almost need me one day I may just write down where everybody's from. Yeah, well, I know what you mean, Cactus Flower. Yeah, it's we need to get work back here, just east of Dallas. Well, see, I'm just east of that, and I'm west of Dallas. People ask me a lot of times, and I for the ones that have heard me say it before, my little hometown of Cherryville, North Carolina, I'm between 2 towns. Waco's on one side and Dallas is on the other. You can Google it up. You can hit the Google Maps. But Waco, North Carolina, which is a little bitty small town, just about a mile and a half from me right here. And then on the other side of town, on the other direction, east of me, we have a Dallas, North Carolina. And then, hey, Joey, how are you doing? I'm glad that wasn't you calling a second ago. I had some other telemarketer calling. Joey always calls me direct. Yeah. I had Joey on there for a little bit the other night, and his phone was goofing up, or his Bluetooth. I don't know if I believe it was your Bluetooth microphone that died on you. Also, you're in Commerce, Georgia tonight. Okay. Know where that's at for sure. I used to do a butthead down in Commerce down there at, they had all the outlet malls, and it used to be a big Union 76. I forget what I don't know if it's a Pilot or something else now. But it's right there, and they have all the outlet malls right in there. In that, I believe it's exit. What is it? 152 or something like that. That was your trucker headset. I think the trucker headset died on you because you were doing fine. Then boom, all of a sudden, and I could see you talking and everything else, but we were getting nothing. The TA, yeah, right there. What is it? Exit 152, Craig. That's if you're close to it. That's probably what it. I think I'm right, or is it? Well, I can't remember. I get after a while I forget all my exit numbers, but I think it's that. Yeah, you lost service on that. Yeah, I know. We were trying to keep you in there. I tried letting you hang on there for a good bit, but yeah, the service kept knocking in and out and all that sort of stuff. But we had you in there for a little bit. Now, are you back at work with the all the buses and everything, Joy? Are you, of course, now were you primarily what brand? Okay, I'm not following you on that, Joy. What do you mean? What brand of what? Exit 149. Okay, Craig. Yeah, I wasn't too far off, was I? 149, 152. Still got it a little bit. Oh, my new headset. It's hold on a second. I'm trying to think the name of it. It's a pretty darn good one. I'll have to show it to you. It's a stereo headset, and of course you can make it mono if you're driving, because legally when you're driving a truck, you're not supposed to have it. You're not supposed to have it stereo. But when I'm out with my equipment and everything, I can do that. And what I've done with it, I run my Sirius XM. I run my Sirius XM, and then if I get a phone call or whatever, all I do is reach up and touch it, and it goes straight to the just like Blue Parrot and all of them. But it's stereo, and it's got a little. You can actually take the right muff off, or right or left, whichever way you want to make it. But you can just it pops off, and it's got a little clip type thing that holds it in there normally. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's about a $200 and something headset. I was able to get that and demo it and everything. I've got to do a little review for it because I mean, what the heck? And I'm gonna tell what I like about it, what I don't. One thing I don't like about it is it's got the micro USB that you charge the headset up with, but that spare, if you want to do it stereo, that stereo muff is got its own battery evidently, and so you have to charge it separately. Of course, I mean, if you got a little charger, it's got two of them. You're doing it both at the same time. Yeah, yeah. I don't know the Napa headset. No, since I didn't get it through Napa, but I'm trying to think the name of it. I'll have to. It's not a real common name that I've heard a lot of. It's a new company, but it really came in a real nice case, and like I said, it's got it's pretty strong. It does good. And what I like about it is when I'm running my Bobcat, and either my track hoe, my Bobcat, or my tool cat, they're pretty loud pieces of equipment, and I had to remember my cameras over here, and when I'm doing that, I need to have it as quiet as I can in there, so it does pretty good. It has like a noise canceling. Hey, Daycab, how are you? It has a noise canceling feature on it, so it works out pretty good. And that's a good thing. Yeah, I hope everybody likes my pond in the background. Like I said, that's a picture of my pond at my house and everything. I like it. I like being able to do something. I'm playing around. StreamYard is a very powerful program for YouTube. So I'm trying to take advantage of some of these features they got. Oh, on Sirius XM, what channel? I listen to. Now, what do you think? I'm old. I listen to 60s on 6. I listen to Flash Phelps and who else? What's some of the other guys' names? Of course, Cousin Brucey's on there too. I'm not a real big fan of Cousin Brucey, but I listen to Flash Phelps and getting sleepy here. Flash Phelps, and I'm trying to think the other guy in the afternoon. Gosh, I can't think. He comes in from San Diego, but Flash does it from DC. Don't be yawning now, Craig. That is my pond. That's what you would see if you look out my backyard. That's the pond at my house, and like I said, I can change it around. Let me go out here. If y'all want to see other screens, I can change it around a little bit. I can. There's a picture inside my house, and my wife and her 3 sisters, and her brother is over on the other side. I have to turn here, and there's her brother there. But I got that, and then I've got a picture of there's my dad. My dad was a honor guard for Eisenhower Honor Guard in the 82nd Airborne. I'm real proud of Dad. That's my dad right there. More in World War II. And I think I showed some a while ago. There's me switching on the yard at Carolina Freight years ago. That's a B model Mack, a B61 Mack with a duplex. And that's me backing in a trailer to the yard down there. Of course, all we had to do is just reach through the back and get the air hose and disconnect it and let the airbag down. Back then, they used airbags instead of the hydraulic, and that baby right there was fast. I mean, we could really get a lot of work done with that because we could back it in and drop it down, take off. Didn't have to get out of the truck because in the 70s, the airlines were right in the middle of the trailer. They weren't over to the left side like they are nowadays, but they were right in the middle. So we had the back glass. They had it larger than the back glass. They cut out the whole back almost, and we could reach through there real comfortable out of our seat and reach back there and grab the hose and disconnect it and take off and keep getting it. So that's what we did with there. And here was a big snowstorm that we had down here in North Carolina 50 years ago. This was 1960. And that's my 3 brothers you see. And I'm actually, I don't know if you see me. I'm going to have to lean up. I'm in between there. But that's my brother D that you can see there. And that's my older brother Don. That's over there. Well, let's see, how can I point at it? I'm not aware that, yeah, that's Don right there. And that's my baby brother Perry that you can see right there beside it. But and my chair has got me blocked out so you can't see me. But yeah, that's the different stuff. Of course, now if y'all just want a brick in the wall, I can make a brick in the wall there. And that sort of stuff. But like I said, there's actually the inside of my house I don't know if it was last Christmas or a year before, but and then there's my pond. There's my pond right there. So I can kind of play around with that. Y'all don't mind seeing that. Yeah, we hadn't got snow much at all, thank goodness. All the global warming's knocked out the snow. Hey, Trucker's Life, how are you? I didn't see you pop in. I've been showing off those green screens there. Yeah, but if you look out my back window, I don't have a deck. I took out my deck and we put a big, when we remodeled a few years ago, and our den down there, it's got great big picture windows, and you can see right out to that scene right there that you see. That's an actual picture of the back of my house right there. That's what I see when I get up in the mornings, that pond and the trees and the pasture and everything over there. And let me kind of turn it so you can see it all. But it's a real peaceful location and everything. I really love it. If you look on, I put up a video of when I first built that house back in '76, and you can see what it looked like back then. I'm gonna bring an update to that. Kind of put that up there for people if they want to see it. Yeah, I listen to Howard Stern occasionally, not very often. Well, hey, Testy Game, how are you? Uh, yeah, I listen to him on YouTube and a few things like that, but I can't. I mean, I can listen to him on Sirius, I guess, but I I kind of tire of him. I mean, he's Howard Stern's close to my age. He's getting on up there. He's in his 60s, but he's not my cup of tea. I like some other DJs that were in this area. Robert W. Morgan, when he was in Charlotte, I liked him, and Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas used to be a DJ in Charlotte. He was a good DJ and stuff like that. Yeah, we have some apple trees over at my mother-in-law, but we don't have a we don't have a orchard. I started to say a vineyard. We don't have an orchard or anything, but we've got. Let me close out. Some stuff's popping up on my computer there, but we don't have an orchard, like I say, of course, but we've got a few trees, nothing to brag about. But mainly, and sometimes you'd see we rent out that pasture behind there across the pond. We rent that, and a guy has cattle in there occasionally. It is a lot of yeah, it's a lot of mowing to do. I can tell you that. I don't mow that part, thank goodness. We rent that part of the pasture out. But I got a lot of mowing on this side of the pond. Everything on this side and around the pond and down there, I have to do. That's my part. And then going up to my shop too, I've got we got we got about 30 or 40 acres of grass mowing that I had to tend to, or not totally the 30 acres, but we got trees and grass and there's a lot of cleanup. Yes, my house is on a farm. Yep, I'm on the backside of about 100-acre farm. So yeah, it used to be about 150 acres, and then the family we sold off about 50 acres to a gentleman about, oh God, I'm gonna say 10 years ago, and then I bought some too. I bought some from the family. I own about my wife and I own about 20 acres of what would have been the original family farm, and then the family, my brother-in-law and my sister-in-laws and my mother-in-law and all of them, they own the rest of it. Across what you're seeing there, that's actually that's the family farm. We all jointly keep it up. No, I don't own any. No, gosh, no, I don't. I had to do enough of that when I was young. When my father-in-law controlled all that and everything, and anytime anything got out, yeah, Jay Thomas was. I actually knew Jay Thomas personally. He actually came to Cherryville at a nightclub I used to run, and one of his good friends, Larry Sprinkle, uh, and Jay did some work together, and Jay and I did some work together, so I knew Jay Thomas personally. He was a pretty good character. He was a pretty good character. I used to do some call-in things for him back in the '70s when he was on down in Charlotte, and he was a character. He was a character. No, I don't have chickens I don't want any livestock. I chased cattle when I was young, and I told my wife, I said, after her dad passed away and everything, and we got rid of all the cows, I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So we started renting the pasture out, and we've had some good renters, and they mow the pasture, and of course they put cattle out there, and that's fine. I like seeing the cattle. My brother-in-law put some horses out there one time. I'm not a big horse fan, but I like cattle better than I do horses. And I'm not going to have chickens. I don't think I will anyway. We'll never say never. Never say never, because it's, you don't know what you're going to do sometimes. You really don't. You don't know what you're going to do. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to have to get some work done. So I'm going to get off of here right now and get back to work. I've enjoyed chatting with everybody tonight, and I hope you didn't mind my little dropping in on a Thursday night. And I will talk to y'all at another time. And I'm gonna have to. It's 10 o'clock, so I better. Hey, Shoestring, yeah, that's my FedEx brother there, Shoestring. He's with FedEx Freight down in the Greenville, North Carolina area. You're currently on your 10-hour break. Okay. Well, I'm going to get on a break myself. Well, not a break. I got to get back to work. I got some work to do over here at the Napa store, and I got some editing to do and a few other things. So, guys, I appreciate y'all jumping in here tonight. I'm going to get off, get back to real work, and I'll catch you definitely Sunday. I'll be back on live Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. And I probably will try to upload a couple of videos too if I can get the editing done between all this. My real work gets in the way, doesn't it, of this play stuff. I enjoy the YouTube stuff, but my real job gets in the way of it sometimes. I have to do that, so that's what I need to get back to right now. So I'll see you guys. Check me Sunday morning, 9 o'clock a.m. See you guys.